Coming up short in the tech industry, and UPS is testing self-driving trucks. Here's Jane King at the NASDAQ with today's tech report.
UPS and Waymo are partnering to test autonomous freight vehicles. The Alphabet-owned self-driving vehicle startup will conduct trial runs over the next several weeks in Texas. A UPS spokesperson told Fox Business while they're interested in learning more about the technology, they're not exactly sure how the company would use it yet. Well, Qualcomm CEO says metaverse wearable devices could be as big as phones. Qualcomm's chips power Facebook's Oculus virtual reality headset. Qualcomm CEO said the glasses could eventually be as widespread as smartphones. And Zillow facing a new federal lawsuit alleging the real estate company misled investors and caused them great financial loss before its house flipping business folded. The Seattle Times reports the filing is the first federal case regarding Zillow offers, as two other Boston-based law firms have also asked additional shareholders to come forward as they investigate lost money by investors. And the tech industry is still a long way from gender equality. 1 in 3 women who work in the industry say they've experienced bias at their workplace. That's according to a study from New View Strategies. Some 43% believe there's disparity in pay at their companies between men and women. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King with your tech report.
Now to some Money Watch stories. Despite worldwide supply chain issues, 2 major U.S. retailers, they are ready for the holidays. Ahead of Black Friday, both Target and Walmart say that they'll open their stores with fully stocked shelves. Target announced its inventory levels are up 20% compared to this time last year, so that's great. Meanwhile, Walmart CEO says its recent inventory was up 11.5%. Both companies hope to maintain the inventory level throughout the holiday season.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 6 o'clock news starts now.
A major expansion over at BMW, what this means for the upstate as we get a bird's eye view of the project.
And we are working to get you answers. We're taking you to an upstate road many of you have complained to us about, and we'll tell you what's being done to it.
We begin with breaking news. A death investigation underway after this Limestone baseball player was found dead. His name is Tyler Odell. Now, Limestone confirmed it. The coroner also just confirming it. The New Jersey native and graduate student died. The Cherokee County coroner says Odell was found in his off-campus apartment by a maintenance worker. Apparently, the family not able to get a hold of him. They got concerned. They made phone calls, and that's how the maintenance worker was led to his room. So the coroner right now does not suspect foul play, but of course they're going to wait for an autopsy result. There'll be a toxicology result. Now that could take several weeks. And as we get an update, we'll pass that along to you.
Yeah, very sad. The school released a statement saying in part, quote, Limestone asks for the entire Limestone Nation to remember Tyler's family, friends, teammates, and coaches in your thoughts and prayers as we mourn his passing and celebrate his life. Once a saint, always a saint. Of course, stay with us. We'll bring you any updates when we get them.
A news alert, deliberations continue. In Kenosha, the jury has went home for the day as they continue to decide the fate of Kyle Rittenhouse. He's a teenager who's accused of shooting and killing 2 people and hurting a third during a protest last year. Now, again, we have just learned the jury is going back to their home, so we will not have a verdict this afternoon. But it was a very bizarre day. This judge really focusing on the coverage of this trial, calling out the media quite a bit. And today it got even more bizarre. Judge banning MSNBC from the courtroom for the rest of the trial. This after Kenosha police say that one of their producers followed the jury bus.
He was ticketed for violating a traffic control signal. He's not here today from what I'm told. And I have instructed that no one from MSNBC News will be permitted in this building. It would go without much thinking that someone who is following the jury bus, that is a it's extremely serious matter.
Now, Kenosha police, they are investigating this, and NBC said that producer was not taking pictures, had no intention to take pictures, and they are cooperating with the investigation. We'll have details on air and inside our free Fox Carolina News app. We're getting a bird's eye view of a house explosion that leveled a home up in Fletcher. We first had this as breaking news yesterday here at 4 and 5.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to show you. We had our Fox drone go up there in Henderson County to get a look at what's left of that home. This is near Cow Creek Road because we weren't allowed to get close to it right there on the road. And you can see there is nothing there, just all of that debris. And again, people were able to walk away from this, which is incredible. We brought this to you again as breaking news as crews got to that scene to find the home leveled. Officials tell us 2 people were rushed to the burn center for treatment, and right now we still don't know what caused this explosion. We are working to get more information from investigators. As soon as we know, we'll make sure we bring that to you right here on air, and we'll push that out through our free Fox Carolina News app. Make sure you download that in either the App Store or Google Play. And time to get a check at the forecast at 6:02. Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent joining us now, and seeing a little bit of showers come in tonight. We've had such a gorgeous week, and I guess it was about time.
Yeah, hard to complain. I mean, we've kind of gotten the once a week shower routine down
Which isn't
here.
bad.
Yeah, you know, we could take it. It's just we'll have more beautiful weather, just not as warm as it was once these showers move out. This is all going to usher in some much cooler air. Rain is very light up in the mountains. We've got a couple pockets of decent rain down in the upstate that's crossing into Union right now. Spartanburg, you're about to dry out. Not much heading our way beyond this. It's going to scoot on out in time for skies to clear later tonight. Temperatures are beginning to dip pretty quickly, not just as the sun goes down, but also as cooler air begins to move in. Low 60s in Clemson. We're looking at 60 in Asheville and 66 for Greenville. And the good news is skies should be clear as can be by around 4 a.m. tonight. And that is when the peak of our partial lunar eclipse will happen. The Earth's shadow will be cast over the moon. It's 97% coverage, so it'll look like a total, but not quite. So it'll have that blood red look to it. The process begins at 2:18, ends at 5:47, but you'll see the full effect right around 4 a.m. But this is the longest running eclipse in 600 years, or nearly 600 years, which is pretty crazy. As we get closer to tomorrow morning, it'll be chilly. We will feel it in the low 30s in the mountains and mid to upper 30s in the upstate. We'll talk much more about what you can expect this weekend and heading into your Thanksgiving week coming up.
Well, new information today, BMW expanding their operations over in Spartanburg County with a new logistics center. It's a $100 million investment. It's going to be on the 120 acres of Freeman Farm Road near Brotman-McClyman Road. This is a map of where that facility will be at, right off I-85. BMW says the new center will enhance their logistics operations, supplying parts to the factory in Greer. 2 private bridges will also be built to connect the logistics center to the BMW campus. Now, it's expected to be up and operational by the middle of next year.
And happening now, DOT hosting a public meeting to discuss some improvements to Butler Road. This is a live look from the Malden Cultural Center, where anybody is free to stop by and learn a little bit more about those proposed changes and then also give some feedback, which is pretty cool. The drop-in meeting is open until 7 o'clock, so you got another hour. And this is the area where changes could be made. It affects the stretch between 385 to Lawrence Road. DOT says plans for the 1.7-mile section of East Butler Road from North Main Street to the entrance of the Malden Senior Center will ease traffic congestion, which is always a good thing, and support pedestrian and bike pathways. Some living in the area, though, they do have concerns.
East Butler Road does not need to be the next Woodruff Road. I don't want to see anybody lose their homes because of this road project.
SCDOT says some of the changes made to plans since January include 10 houses or businesses that were up for relocation, now reduced to 7. Plans for the $17 million project are scheduled to be finalized in July of 2023, so this is going to take some time. DOT says construction slated to begin in 2024. A suspect caught on camera stealing the camera. It's a bizarre story, and deputies need some help finding the culprit.
Plus, the community pays their respects to a local legend, and Veteran will take you to Tigertown next.
And a quick look at our lineup tonight here on Fox Carolina. The Big Bang Theory at 6:30, followed by Young Sheldon, and then it is NFL on Fox time. The pregame show starts at 7:30 and kickoff for Patriots and Falcons. And don't forget to stick with us. We'll have a late edition of the 11 o'clock news after the game.
Closed captioning sponsored by Bojangles. It's bow time.
Mic check, 1 2 3 2 2 3. Can you hear me? ABC 1 2 3. Okay. Really see any.
Fox Carolina is committed to getting you answers, and we're tackling problems on a different road every week for you. This time, it is Clark Road in Spartanburg County, and it's the first full county road that we've covered. The road connects Boiling Springs to Inman, as you can see on this map. Drivers tell us with all the new developments popping up, the road with all those potholes just looks so unappealing compared to everything else.
Teresa Bowles got out into the community to find the issue drivers have on that stretch of roadway. She's live now in Boiling Springs to find out. Hey, Teresa.
Hey, Cody, if you want to move into some of the new neighborhoods out here, you have to go through the potholes first. I'm standing near the Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints Church where I saw a big patch of potholes, and they're spread out like that all amongst the road. But the good thing is the county says they're pumping $7 million into fixing this road.
Between Inman and Boiling Springs, we're just getting inundated with developments, and there doesn't seem to be any plan to put in the infrastructure that goes with all those developments.
A neighborhood here, a neighborhood there. I saw what Gene Clooney was talking about.
Our problem is, though, when these people are shopping in Inman and looking around to potentially move, we have this problem with our roads.
Specifically Clark Road. It's one of the few roads that goes into Boiling Springs, but to get there, you have to remember you're moving in with the potholes, too.
And they've come and they've patched over and over, and as soon as they put the patch in, it's gone.
One problem area that I kept hearing about are over the bridges. Here's how it looks. The pavement seems to be cracking apart, not fun to ride over, and drivers like Matthew Walker are describing it as
harsh, very bumpy, a lot of rattling in the car.
And Amber Guffey says the curves can be dangerous if you're not careful.
You have to make a choice of either hitting a pothole or swerving into oncoming traffic, and as much traffic is on Clark Road, it's just not really safe.
In fact, the county says we're talking anywhere from 1,500 to 3,500 cars per day, and the last time this road was paved, 2,000. So to alleviate this, here's what drivers want.
Pave, fix the potholes, maybe add a light at some of the intersections.
Here's what's coming. Crews will be paving Clark Road in 2022. They're repaving a culvert and that bridge over Meadow Creek people hate driving over. I also kept hearing complaints about how narrow the road is. It will be widened to at least 22 feet. No word on a traffic light walker, but they're adding roundabouts at the intersections of C Road, Sugar Ridge, and Belcher. And though those developments may keep coming,
It's just going to keep getting busier, and I think the potholes are going to get worse.
Spartanburg County says the work is coming in early January and will take around 6 weeks to complete. The paving and bridge replacement will likely start in the spring or summertime. That will take 4 to 5 weeks, and that banged up bridge 3 to 4 months. And with that, Guffey says she's optimistic about the progress.
We're really trying to grow as a community and be one of those cute little Landrum-style towns. And with all of these new developments and people coming in, we really need to, make sure that we're appealing and that people feel safe.
And a lot of other drivers told me that they were hoping for some reflectors on the sides of the road too, because they've lost mailboxes from people hitting them. The county says they're going to be adding RPMs, which stands for reflective pavement markings, so that should help with that. And they're going to be adding rumble strips, and I'll be sure to check back mid-2022 to see if they followed through. In Boiling Springs, Teresa Bowles, Fox Carolina News.